everyone's booty. Mazzy doing very well here, actually.
Welcome to Brawlhalla.
He's already level 28 with Ragnar. That's
Custom.
crazy.
Uh, 24477. I don't care. Fine. Okay. Sorry, everybody, for that little issue we had there. However, we are now back, and Mazzy in red on his second stock, Brambus in deep orange on his final stock.
Hopefully we had a decent job typecasting there, trying to keep the news coming. But it looks like Mazzy's about to take Brambus out, one stock left.
However, Brambus could easily pull us around, but that side sig is going to finish it off. Mazzy winning 2-0 against Brambus.
That's got to raise the question, is Ragnar a strong character, or is it too new to know exactly how to fight against it?
I honestly think he's too new. I wouldn't really say he's strong enough for everyone to be able to go, oh my god, this guy is so broken, he's too powerful, we need to get rid of him. Instead, I think it's more, this guy is new, he's been out for 2 days, less than that really. It's Friday, he came out Wednesday, late Wednesday for Europe. So, he's really been around not long enough for everyone to know how to fight against him, and this could be where that acts as his push-off point. So right now we have CT Logic from Comet and Ishet from Team KYS.
And they're banning out the maps now. Where do you think they're going to go? Because if I had to guess, I would probably say they're either going to go to Mammoth or Blackguard. But that's just me.
Your calls are the two left, so they are going to Blackguard. Now, what I like there is Logic has the gold avatar, but he reached Diamond last season.
I mean, the border shows, and the fact that you can get all the avatars makes it more fun. You can use what you want. But here we go. We have Logic here versus Ishet.
I call him Ishet. That's yeah.
I'll call him Ish.
Ish.
It's not Ish the second, I think, who is an A player, but...
Well, Logic right now is playing that sword directly against Ish's guitars, putting Ish into the fairly light red, going into that sort of deepish red. Logic in the yellow, doing very well to... I'm honestly going to say he's doing very well just to sort of control Ishet.
Well, he is playing in Ish's face right now, making it very hard for him to do anything. And look at that, the first uppercut coming down, finishing Ish's first stock. Logic just bringing the momentum, bringing his A game. Look at the sword play right now. The combos coming out, the strings. Logic is just throwing himself at Ish, and Ish doesn't know what to do.
That is completely true. Logic, highest seed in the tournament, doing very well to show why. However, the weapon toss there is going to sort of knock him down to his second stock. Ishet in yellow on his second stock. Is it enough for Logic to sort of push deep into red? Or is Ishet gonna sort of use the damage on him, or just ignore it?
I don't know. It's a tough question to answer. Ish is having a hard time dealing with Logic right now. We've seen his capabilities with some of his weapons. He can get combos off. His spacing isn't quite as on point as Logic's is, but he knows how to use it. Unfortunately, I think it's just dealing with Logic in this scenario. He's just having trouble. Logic is just a step ahead of Ish in this match. Oh, and Logic with that ledge, that sort of ledge air tech where if you go off the side for a split second, you can get an air move on the ground.
Works very well, and Ishette seems to be having some trouble dealing with Logic still. However, Logic is in orange, Ishette is in light yellow, a stock lower though, and slowly getting darker.
Yeah, one of the things right now with the game is that a lot of people are favoring Sword. Now, for whatever reason that might be, Sword has fantastic options. It has reliable combos, and as we can see here, it allows you to play a very mobile game. And Logic, I don't think, has stopped moving this entire time. And when you have a weapon such as Sword,
I mean,
continue controlling your own movement like that, it's no wonder why he might have picked it in this game.
What you need to look at right now is Logic is playing a very sort of momentum-based Roland, and Ishette taking taking that final death, Roland from Logic, going to be the victor of the first game of the set. But as I was saying, he was playing Roland, and especially in a momentum-based, when he has that 8 defense, it's really hard to sort of deal with it, especially when he's not slow. He's not super slow with that sword.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think there are really any slow sword characters. Roland is the tankiest of all the sword characters right now, has 5 dexterity, which is not a bad amount. It's pretty fast on its own. And Sword being a naturally quick weapon, not as fast as guitars or some other weapons perhaps, but it is a fast weapon on its own.
It is, and we see Ishette swapping up to that Thatch. Can that extra speed, well, extra sort of damage and speed, I think it is, help him out? Or is it going to hinder him having that lesser defense on against Logic, who was able to put on so much damage in the game where he had a nice bit of defense?
Well, here's the thing with Thatch. Like any 3 defense character, it all comes down to how many hits are you going to take. As Roland, you don't really have to worry about that. You've got the defense. You can kind of go in, get punished a couple times here and there, and still have it not really matter. But on his part, he has, on Ish's part, he's got to use those stats, those bonus stats, to his advantage. 3 armor just means he has more in other areas, and 7 attack and movement speed is quite a lot.
It is, and it makes him a very heavy hitting, which can counteract the 8 defense of Roland very well. However, in this situation when Logic is rushing around fast, trying to keep momentum on his Roland, it seems that Ishette is having a slight bit of trouble. However, Logic is in red on his first stock, so that set is finishing it off.
You have to give props to Ish. He didn't get taken out until both players were in the red, and Logic being the #1 seed in this tournament, that's a great feat for him to accomplish.
It is.
And look at his control with the guns right now. We haven't seen it. I mean, this is the first game of the game of the tournament. The second game of the tournament, not the first. We just saw Mazzy and Brambis play. This is the second game of the tournament. No one played guns except for Ish, and right now he's playing them so well. And Logic with his lance is also doing a fantastic job getting in on Ish, but you cannot discount that damage that Ish is building up.
You
Especially
cannot.
with
Logic
7 attack. It's huge.
Logic's in the orange again, and Ishette's in that red. However, Ishette is keeping to those guns. Could this be the end of Logic's second stock, especially with those cannonballs just missing Logic?
We'll have to see. He goes for an empty down sig, and Logic is trying to find a way back up. And Ish, both players to the red. Honestly, if Ish can find something here, he's attacked the wall. Ooh, he got hit into it.
Oh,
there's the kill.
The down sig, sorry.
It's showing.
The 3 defense is showing, but also look at that 8 defense on Roland, taking those hits and bouncing everywhere.
Alright, Ish is trying to find more weapons, but he does. Logic is down weapon. You can't discount unarmed versus guns.
Says,
and it doesn't really matter.
Into the mine.
He walks into the mine. You gotta hate to see that happen.
However, you got to think on someone like 3 defense, is it are you able to take those accidental lands onto explosives? In my opinion, no, you can't. Especially when you're against someone who has 8 defense and can use it very well, like Logic. And a down sig on that lance is going to finish it off for the second game. Logic taking the game 2-0.
That's a 2 and out. Logic taking it down handily, dealing tons of damage. Whether that has to do with 3 defense or not, doesn't really matter because he's taking it down. I think even with all that attack, one of the best ways that Ish could have taken it some advantage in that last match was to try to get some gimps out, to try to throw in some sword combos and strings to get him off stage and throw him down to the ground, but he wasn't able to get anything like that. He kind of stuck to his guns, and in the end, it cost him a little. But you can't discount how good he played with them. But anyway, now we have look at the next match.
Back, instead of fighting Spider-Man on stream, he is now fighting Cake. Both Frost members. It seems they're doing a Frost-orientated stream today.
It looks like it.
I mean, I'm looking at the bracket. We've got Ice Pingu, we've got Tabby, we've got Cake, we've got Effa, Mazzy, Brambus, Dry, Owl. There's a lot of people from Frost here, and they all want to take their slot in Masters to win some money. You can't blame them.
You really can't. I mean, they're all working together. That's up in the air. Whether they're working together or not, who knows? They're obviously fighting each other, so if they take each other out, that's on them. However, one way or another, there's a lot of Frost players here, and it is very possible that one of them can take the money. So we'll see if that actually happens.
And we see here Cake going for that signature sword that I've seen a couple times from him, and Effa going for that
3,
Sentinel.
2, 1, Brawl!
Starting off, Effa gets those guitars, and Cake isn't picking up a weapon that was just hanging there in the next to them. Gets a sword from it, but Effa...
It looks like Effa is going to be trying to get some sig damage out from those guitars. Did land down sig, push Cake off the edge. Cake managed to get back, and now with the sword, you see he's doing a fantastic job at spacing Effa off to the side. That side air, putting Effa on the wall. Somewhere that, Hammer isn't too afraid of being, but he missed the recovery. That cost him so much. That cost him everything, arguably.
That cost him a stock.
Yeah, right after he used it. That was it. He got taken out. Cake capitalized so hard. And look at the down air. Cake doing such a good job.
Cake getting that side stick out, and he's got the same position, and he, as the recovery is about to hit him, the down air seemed to have hit Effa at the same time, and that is an unfavorable hit. And we see now Effa on his final stock, Cake, going down to a second stock just after that end sig.
A friendly little taunt here. You gotta imagine it's a little taunt between friends. They're both from the same clan here, but after trying to get in, he's building up a little bit of damage, playing a little bit more carefully than we've seen him play in the past. But Cake still keeping pressure up. Now with the hammer.
Cake,
that hammer is just over 20 damage. So everything that he's taking right now, that Effa is taking from Cake, is just...
It's brutal, and we're seeing here as well, Effa is getting Cake lower and lower, but as he's getting Cake lower, Cake is also retaliating heavily. And it could get to a position where they're both in red on their retrospective stock. And
that's something that that Effa doesn't want.
No, and it seems they're at that point right now, and Cake could finish off this first game. Doesn't do it with the bomb toss, and the side sig from Effa is going to take out Cake down to his final stop.
He does get just because he got the kill doesn't mean too much. He's already in the red after gonna get down sigged right now, and he's got to get back to the stage.
He does get back, but can he stay alive? He's
like
doing well to put the damage onto Cake. However, the Nair, I think that was, as he went through the platform, hit Ether off the map into the air.
He used a neutral air right into the ground, reversed it at the last second before he even started it up, caught F-Ear on the backside, and just launched him.
I mean, what you could say was F-Ear went ethereal.
You could. Yeah, you could say that. But now, Bodvar, Sentinel rematch on the same map.
A salty run back.
2, 1, Brawl!
Maybe we'll see a rematch, a rehashing of the same game we just witnessed. Although this time it seems like F-Ear is starting off with a lot of the damage dealing.
F-Ear started off with a lot of damage first game, and then Cake just sort of took it back once he picked up a weapon. And it could be the exact same again.
It's hard to tell. At any point, both of these players can go both ways. But the clash is going to send Cake off. Can he get back?
He does. He just touches it. Can he make it back again? He gets the dodge, and he makes it back again. That is phenomenal effort needed to get a tiny bit extra damage or get a good edge guard, and couldn't do either. Cake just waiting out that down sig. F-Ear bowing, accepting it, and gets hit by the ground pound. Can't be killed by it, though. The recovery from Cake's hammer is going to finish off that first stock, though.
And there it is. Same manner as last time. Cake takes the first stock, and now F-Ear, not really sure what he was going for. Just kept throwing out unarmed neutral heavies, but the side air does take Cake out, and it's in his first stock, so we're back to even 2v2.
It is slightly
but
uneven.
That's not too much of a difference, as guitars can build damage up pretty fast. Oh, and he gets the read. He gets into the sideline and gets the string off. Cake, all he needs to do is land one hit, though, from that, the Axe kit.
The Axe kit is a very strong...
Or not the Axe, the Hammer kit. I don't know why I said Axe.
Hammer's still a very strong kit, even if we weren't on about Axe. And Cake just dodges through the down sig.
The thing about Hammer is that it is a veritable power weapon. So getting a hit off of the Hammer can mean multiple hits from guitars, multiple hits from sword.
I mean, what you gotta think is it's a hammer. You don't want to be hit in the face of a hammer.
Of course. Look how big that thing is. I mean, that hit alone did about 20-25 damage.
It's brutal how heavy those hammers are. And F is really trying to get a kill with that side sig, or just try and stay momentum based, but the side
Honestly, he's just throwing out signatures at this point.
I think it was just, he's in red on his final stock again, and he doesn't want it to be a similar game, so he's just chucking out sigs. Trying to throw Cake off, and it's not working.
Well, he did take the stock out. As long as he can build the damage back and then, I don't know, go back to sig spamming. It seemed to work against Cake in the last stock.
Set doesn't finish off that.
Oh, and he gets the dive into the wall, got his recoveries back, and now Cake has the advantage on the stage. He's in the center, and he gets the down air, but is it going to be enough to get him out? No,
he gets it
back onto the stage. Now with a bomb, he's trying to figure out how to get a good finisher onto F-Ear, but
Crocky, that's how you do it.
That 7 defense is just rough to deal with.
And it could be that Cake messes up at one of these points and goes, however, Downlight Sare is going to just decimate F-Ear there.
Cake takes it down though. 2-0. Salty run back goes to Cake. And now we're going to be seeing Cetero and Slug facing off. Another Frost member versus another Comet member.
Now, I'll be honest, I am part of 3DT, so I kind of have to root for Slug in this one. But Cetero, I'm not on bad terms with Cetero. I'll say that.
Well, best of luck to both of these players, and I gotta say,
I completely agree. That cord looks beautiful. The gauntlets.
The collector's edition gauntlets with that core skin just look so good.
And the black. The red looks beautiful on a lot of these new skins after they redesigned it a month ago, wasn't it?
I think
it's around that time. Month and a half been. But yeah, they look really nice after the redesign.
3, 2.
All right, well, here we go. They're both coming in. The match is starting. It is Shipwreck Falls, and Slug is going to be the first one to grab a weapon. And he grabs that Skyforge bow, that pretty bow that we all got a chance to purchase after
If you didn't, you kind of need to go get it, because look at how beautiful it looks. However, and Slug is doing very well to sort of use it.
I love that collector's edition gauntlets, though.
Yeah,
right there.
Same. They look beautiful. I mean, we're looking at this now. Cetero and Slug both fairly even off. Cetero at the advantage. However, Slug isn't going to go down without a fight.
Something I really love about gauntlets, especially in these situations, is that you have to play very smart, and you have to use the momentum and the motion that they give you in order to get around your opponent and get the hits in. And
we saw there just the set from Cetero just knocking out Slug, proving how damaged he was.
And then here we go back to gauntlets, and you see here, I mean, they don't really have a lot of combos, so what you kind of have to do is you kind of have to play this, I call it a Muhammad Ali style of play, where you just kind of pop
Dodge
in,
and weave.
Dodge and weave.
However, he's doing very well. Gets
build
hit.
the damage.
He's doing well. He keeps making it back, and then, oh, that could be the end. I don't think he touched the edge.
The thing about cores, he's got a lot of defense.
Oh yeah, he does. And also, you've got to look at gauntlets, how they can just travel across. As we saw there, he had one jump from the hit. He just traveled across a bit, jumped up, traveled across a bit more, and then dodged diagonally just to make sure he made it back. And it's one of the things that only Lance is the other weapon to have, and it's really nice to see it in on weapons, and just having that sort of air force to work really well. However, Slug, I should just point out, Slug is doing very well here to push Cetero into that red.
I just gotta say, can we talk about that combo that Slug?
Where he launched him into the air and then waited for him to go underneath and then ground pound after? It's beautiful.
Double downlight into neutral air recovery. That's got to be the most powerful combo in the game right now, considering how good of a move that recovery is.
The follow up with the ground pound was nice as well. After he made sure that Cetero was underneath, but was still sort of in a position not to hurt him. He just followed up with a ground pound and just punched Cetero down low. So gets hit by the set, and Cetero is in orange on his final stock. Slug, brand new fresh white stock. Could this be the end for Cetero, or will he be able to turn around and just decimate Slug?
We'll find out. Cetero with gauntlets right now. Great weapons for building up damage. As long as he keeps his movement in, and Slug is just catching him right now with the sword. Koji very punishing that 8-deck sword play. If Cetero got hit by that side sig, that would have been it, but he's doing a great job at trying to avoid damage. I say as he takes a hit to the face, Cetero trying to figure out a way back as well, and there's the side sig. Slug taking him down. Round 1 going to Slug. 700 damage from Slug. That is so much. 700 damage onto one player. Looking at those stats, we can definitely determine that Cetero is taking a little bit too much damage. He's got to work on his positioning and his spacing.
That may be the reason for swapping up from those gauntlets and hammer to that bow and blasters.
3, 2,
possibly a good combo for him.
Those separated hitboxes from guns and the angles that bow provides should be a great tool for dealing with sword whenever Slug does have it.
And bow on bow isn't a matchup that is sort of what?
Slug! What was that?
I don't know, and I loved it. Slug was just like, no, you're going down a stock, although you haven't been hit massively.
That was a sky gift.
That was. I'm trying to look on stream. He went for the downlight, went for the down air into neutral air, into recovery, and then nared him. And that was brutal. However, Slug gets hit by the down sig. And
I'm still in shock. I wasn't expecting that in the slightest. I've seen a lot of people go for those sky gimps before. Sometimes they work out, but most of the time they don't. And I was expecting that to be one of those moments. But wow, Cetero with a great follow-up though. That ground pound, huge amount of force from Bo is going to be taking Slug out in that stock. Cetero needs damage or a gimp right now, honestly, to bring things back. Otherwise, he's going to be just punished over and over by Slug, who's doing a fantastic job with that sword. The down light, the down air, not quite going to do it. Slug looking for a finisher, finds the bow. Can he make it work?
Cetero really in a bad position here again. After the Sky Gimp, I'm pretty sure he's confused after the Sky Gimp as well. But Slug in that sort of position to take out Cetero. However, he gets hit by the side sig. I see a potential end sig coming out of Cetero just to try and finish Slug off. And we don't see it. We see a downlight into the neutral light. And the side sig finishing it.
Side sig. You gotta love it. That flashy dive and shoot like something straight out of an action movie.
I mean, look at Diana there with that hat, with those colors. It is an action movie, and Koji is the villain.
Well, he's wearing all black, and usually villains in movies wear all black. That are karate masters, and I guess he could be both. But in this case, Cetero with the bow right now, making great work of those angled attacks, trying to get the spacing game against Slug, almost landing that neutral sig. If he can take it here, he's already got the damage on Slug to finish him off. He just needs to catch him with the right sig, the right angle, or the right attack in order to finish him off.
There's that neutral sig. One more, and I think Slug is gone. He tries to go for the ground pound and notices it won't hit. But the set into a side sig doesn't hit the side sig. Gets a recovery. Can he finish it off, or is Slug going to take this game?
Oh, the flashy kill! Side air into the lob.
Oh my god!
Ball. You gotta love it. The force coming down just exponentially multiplied that falling force once Slug got hit by it. What a flashy kill! You gotta love it. Cetero taking that second game, and now we're all tied up 1-1. Slug and Cetero beefing it out in the arena.
Brawl.
Mammoth Fortress.
Right now we're seeing Cetero. I want to say both did the flashy thing on that last map, and it was awesome. And right now we're seeing Slug and Cetero going very sort of toe-to-toe in this fight. Both of them don't want to go down to losers yet. And it's completely understandable why. They want to fight in winners. They want to fight those champions.
Both of these players just throwing out moves right now. Really trying to find something. Oh, Cetero with that side air gets the spike under the map, but it's not going to be enough. Slug did have some jumps to get back. He had his dodge.
And his recovery.
Didn't have too much to worry about right there, but Cetero taking that combo to the face, the downlight combo. And
however, he waits for the Slug to drop that down sig right in front of him and just punishes it with the downlight neutral light. Slug seeming to be sort of unwilling to sort of go too close now. He's understanding the dangers of Cetero, and Cetero uses that gun set just to finish it off on that first stock.
You know, that's probably where the problem lied though for Slug, is he stopped really going in as hard as he could have, especially when Cetero had guns. That's all you need to do is just get right on top of him. Bo, it's a little bit harder than that. They have a lot of crazy hitboxes that you have to get used to. But now, look at this. Slug dealing huge amounts of damage. The neutral lights, the down lights, the side sigs, all coming out on his favor. Sudero very close to the red. Very nearly about to be taken out here. All the Slug needs is something strong and a good
I don't think Cedro is going to go down easily, and we're seeing he's going to fight back with that bow. However, he did a down sig, and I don't think he meant to do it, and that cost him the stock.
Well, either way, he's got to play it through now. Sudero almost got the read on that side heavy, but Slug right now, every bit of damage he deals is free, and that force of the edge guard by Slug was the perfect position he needs to continue pressure onto Sudero.
It was, and Slug already got a large amount of damage. Cedero's looking for this kill, and he's looking heavily for it, but it doesn't seem to be going his way until right there with that, I think that was a Sare. Just to finish off Slug, popping him down through the little gap in the platform. Just before it closed off. And Slug, I honestly gonna say he's got a fairly easy kill right now, especially with that Koji sword. As long as he knows, as long as he positions himself correctly.
Well, right now he's got the damage on Sudero. He's got his sword. It won't take too much to finish Sudero off. All he'll really need is a downlight combo at this point. But Sudero is doing a fantastic job of this spacing. Look at this bow plate right now. He's got the angles on lock. He's got the throw combo. He's got all his spacing down. He did take a down air from Slug, but oh, the side sig coming out. He can turn this around against Slug right now. It won't take too much. Slug already in the red. Damage pulled back to even. Slug needs to get a weapon. Oh, the neutral
Beautiful.
air coming out.
Cedro right there pulled out everything but that kitchen sink and almost won that. Props to Cedro for that game.
I mean, it literally came down to Sudero missing that throw at the end. If it connected, if it stopped Slug in his tracks, Sudero may have had an opportunity to throw out a side air, pick up another weapon, and get a signature off. Who knows? But he very nearly brought it back. That was almost a win for Sudero in this set, which almost looked so cleanly throughout the whole match, a match for Slug. And that is incredible. You cannot discount what Sudero brought to the table. He did a fantastic job. But
front. We've got a double Drogoth. Drogoth's Ragnar.
Drogoth.
Disregard that
character
name.
I don't know about?
Disregard that name. That is a paladin's name, and that's why I keep calling the game. It is Mordex. It is another Frost versus CT, and Fluxy says he's not losing round 2. Well, he's past round 2.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
So we do have the double Ragnar though.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah, it's actually a crew battle. And we didn't even tell them. We just sort of told them to sign up, and they just sort of signed up, and it's now a crew battle.
Well, anyway, Dry and Fluxy facing off. Fluxy getting that side sig out. We're going to figure out what color here is more powerful. Whether or not it is going to be the community colors. Oh, Fluxy with the side air into that angle.
That set was beautiful.
Just perfect angle to take Dry out in that situation. Perfect angle. Very good opportunity to pull that out. And now Dry needs something to turn things around because Fluxy did get that semi-early kill.
Now, Dry, I'm pretty sure, is a guitar player. I can't think if Fluxy is. But both of them seem to be favoring that guitar over the axe, which sort of hints to that they are both guitar players.
Well, considering the signature moves and the stat pools for both of these, for this character, you know, I'm not even a big guitar player as well, and I've been playing a lot of this character recently. Maybe this is a more forgiving guitar player thanks to the stats. You don't really need to know all the timings and things because there are a lot of forgiving
You just
aspects.
flail.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. I've been
close your
playing
eyes.
experimental 1v1, and I've just been pressing buttons for the most part.
So
A lot
basically,
of jump syncs, though. I love those.
so the Brawlhalla caption for Ragnar should have been, close your eyes and you'll win.
Well, I don't know if you'll win.
That was nice. I don't know if you saw that there.
But
Floxy
you'll
did a back
definitely do
dodge
stuff.
and dropped the sort of down sig, and Dry ran into it. And the down sig there, bouncing Dry high into the sky, doesn't get hit by the side sig there, of course, from the distance. But both of these players doing very well to keep up that damage. Dry in the red, going down to his final stop.
You know what would be hilarious after this match is if whoever loses says OP character. I'd love to see that. Probably won't happen, but it'd be funny.
So
now with map advantage right now with the axe. Oh, goes for the finisher with the guitar signature, but it's not going to connect. Fluxing now with the axe. Needs to get something in, but a lot of these guitar signatures can outrange some of these axe moves, especially after the re-hitboxing. So what we might see is a little more spacing on Fluxy's part, maybe looking for guitars, but looks like he's just going to enjoy holding on to that axe, well, as soon as I say it at least.
Ooh, that little clash there, and the side sig almost hitting Fluxy because of how it acts off the edge. Fluxy's not going down easy, and he's going to take Dry out with that down sig. I don't think Dry can make it back. He tries to, but can't hit the edge. Fluxy went for that ground pound just in case as well.
He did have a split second to get a revenge kill right at the end, like just throw out a side air and knock Fluxy
just to get a sort
it wouldn't have
of
won him the game, but it would have been a nice little.
It would have been a sort of like, I'm going down, so you're going to go down to one stock.
Yeah, just a revenge, basically.
Revenge is the best of gold, and Dry swapping it up to a Suri on a Christmas.
I don't know if I like that. I mean, sword is arguably one of the strongest weapons at the moment. Arguably, people have different opinions, of course, but I don't know. If Dry is mainly a guitar player, then I would have thought that he would have wanted to stay with Ragnar.
It may be that he's more comfortable with this.
Moves, but
it may be that he's just more comfortable with the moves on a Suri, and Ragnar's too new for him to play as. Maybe he hasn't had enough time to sort of test him and get used to him. But we may be seeing his just a game where it's just Dry trying to test out some things, how he counters against the Ragnar play.
Well, one way or the other, all these both of these players right now doing a fantastic job of building up damage. Not quite as much as avoiding it. Dry with the gravity cancel down like combo.
Just misses the set twice.
Oh, both players make it back. That was insane.
That was on.
Was going down there.
Yeah, and Dry there gets us set to finish off Fluxy's first stock. I'm just going to point out, I want a twos team of Ragnar and Core and just call it Ragnarok. That just came into my head
maybe,
like
maybe
midway. Just I want Ragnarok. Hopefully, be awesome. But right now we've got the Asuri versus Ragnar, and Asuri's doing very well. Dry is doing well to keep up against this this brand new legend. And I think there's going to be a time where
oh, the neutral sig coming out. Fluxy was on the wall.
And he's got it.
He does get back. He tags it.
Does he
Still has his jumps. Oh no, he doesn't. He got thrown into the wall. That was it.
Dry had so many hits there. It was just enough to keep Fluxy down. Finishing off with a weapon toss into that ground pound worked very well.
Dry has turned this around so much. I mean, he lost that first round, and he wants to show that he can take this. He is on Asuri right now, and that sword play is coming out, but I'm pretty sure Axe beats Sword. I could be wrong there. Someone could correct me, but Fluxy's Axe was just beating Dry's Sword right now, so that's all that really matters in this moment. Dry with guitars versus Fluxy's guitars. It's going to come down to who really lands most of the hits and gets a string off.
It is, and right now Fluxy is in the worst position against these against those guitars. The Dry is on that sword right now. This could be Fluxy's time to shine and just push Dry down to his final stock.
Well, he's going to need it. If he can get the finisher right here, it'll put him in a fantastic position because yellow is just about where you'd want to be. Aiming for a kill, coming back from a 2-stock. Oh!
And then we see it.
Wow, the clash takes the damage for the kill. Great trade. Very good trade on Fluxy's part. Fluxy with guitars right now, getting the SIGs off, building that damage, closing that damage gap.
That's, I think,
Dry's already in the orange. Again, we have another extremely close match here. Dry needs to take this in order to not get thrown down to the lower bracket, but Fluxy right now.
I think Fluxy's got this. Doesn't get the ground pound. Could this be the end for Fluxy, or is Dry going out instead? Both players, I'm going to say they're even in damage right now.
Oh, I would think that Fluxy has just a tiny bit more damage built up, but honestly, if either player can land a signature move right now, it could be it. Ragnar does have 6 defense, a little bit more than, like, it's a tiny bit more than a Series 5, so...
The Sare is finishing off of Fluxy. Fluxy takes it 2-0 against Dry.
You know, with all the damage they built up, with those guitars and everything, anything at that point could have killed. So, it's not surprising that the side air kills. But that just means Fluxy moves on. And we have our next match starting now with Cake versus
All. I'm honestly just gonna say I like his clan name.
I actually didn't see his
clan name is
name, and his 3-letter name just came up as Lou. So I wasn't actually sure who it was.
Brawl.
But we have Awe here.
Oh, it's looking for a clan. There we go. That's why. However, we have the Ada Ditto. That Ada mirror match. Who is the better Ada from? Style-wise, I'm going to say it's DJ Ada, but skill-wise, I'm not too sure.
He's got DJ Ada, he's got the
Metadev Spear, and he's got those season gauntlets. Not gauntlets, guns. Turns out Ada's now a gun spear.
Cake has pink regular Ada, though.
It's Valentine's Ada.
Yep. Something you can't get right now, at least not until next year.
Not until next February, which is rolling around faster and faster. However, we saw that just the set is going to finish off Cake.
As people know, I am a huge fan of Ada. That's my main character.
I used to be an Ada main. Level 42 Ada.
I had one moment of doubt in my Ada career. I started playing Ada as soon as Ranked came out. Like, back in season -1. And
the times. And
I played her ever since. I had about a couple months where I played nothing but Taros. He'd already been out for about a month or so. But I started playing a lot of Taros because, I don't know, he was really fun, and Axe was kind of in a broken spot at that point. And I played a lot of him to the point where when levels came out, I didn't even realize it, but I had him at like level 20 already.
I should probably get back into Ada. The blasters let me down a lot, but I'm decent on that spear, so I should probably get back to her.
Ada's a great character. She's got a couple shortcomings, in my opinion, just because she's been nerfed so many times in the past. Some of her SIGs are showing their age, and they don't really have a lot of finishing power on any of them, really. But, you know, maybe that's just me being a salty old player. Anyway.
And we see the recovery to finish off Cake's final stock.
Awe taking 2. JV3ing that game. Finishing with 2 stocks left. Just dominating against Cake in this Ada mirror match. Cake's got to be switching up right now. Or looks like he's backing out for a second.
He did say BRB. think he has some things to think about. Maybe he's got Owl on the phone. Owl's gonna give him a bit of useful information.
He might have also been having a connection issue, possibly. It's hard to tell. It's impossible to tell, really. But both of these players got their characters picked out. If we don't see Aw on Ada again, I'm going to be disappointed because he played fantastic with her in the last game. And for all of you who might think we're saying Ada too much, Ada.
So now we have Ada versus Scarlet, another one of my old mains. I've been around the block with a couple legends.
Well, I mean, I mostly play random in Strikeout, so you're telling me. But Scarlet right now, one of the best characters I think that Cake could pick out to fight Aw with, because no matter what, with that 8 strength on Scarlet, one hit on Ada is going to do just a huge amount of damage. And anything that Aw can build up on the Cake can be made back in 1 or 2 hits from basically anything in Scarlet's kit.
However, Aw is doing very well to just sort of rip into Cake with those guns.
Like any 3 defense legend, it just depends on how many hits they take. And Aw took a huge amount there. He got taken out with that side sig almost immediately. Now, Aw has guns. He's got to try to find a place to build up that damage. But it looks like he's trying to throw out a lot of those signature moves. And, while maybe not a bad idea, it will leave it open to punishment as long as Cake keeps an open eye for Aw throwing out any signatures.
Cake is doing very well to just knock lower and lower into the sort of damage spectrum, and the weapon touch just misses. He goes for the down stick and just sort of falls into the wall. But I think I can see Cake getting another kill here, but no, we see the Sare come out of Aw and going to kill Cake, and I keep wanting to call him Lou because that's what it says on the screen. But I know Cassidy was shouting it. So we see, yes, Scarlet with that lance, and
Aw is trying to build the damage up, but he's just having a tough time landing anything. That side air from Cassidy, finishing off Aw on his second stock, and now Aw is on the ropes. Cake is just one hit, just changes Aw. It puts Aw into an entirely different damage threshold. Just watch the damage build up onto Aw as soon as Cake lands one side air. The whole bar just changes color.
I'm watching, I'm waiting, but the end sig from Aw just decimate.
Just to put things in perspective, while Aw was looking for that hit, that finisher move on a Cake for a sec on Cake, Cake landed like 5 hits and put him into orange.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. However, Ada does have 7 damage, I think.
6 damage.
6, yeah.
But 6 is still a good amount.
6 is still heavy, especially against Scarlet has 5 defense.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. And this could be the end for either one. The recovery does it!
Player 1 wins.
Cake going down to Liz's bracket, or getting 2 kills in a row.
Fantastic game from both of those players. Cake had a great legend pick, but in the end, Aw just pulled out the gun moves, the strings, the combos, everything he needed to take Cake down, and that's going to be it. And we're going to be moving on.
So I think we've got Logic versus Ice Pingu. Now, Pingu's a friend of mine. He's a good pal. He wants me to keep playing Secret Hitler with him on Tabletop Simulator, and I keep telling him no.
I still have yet to start up Tabletop Simulator. I want to start it up.
Tabletop is good.
I want to see what capabilities, because I don't really know what it can do, but I want to see if I can recreate any board game in it to just create stuff.
I'm curious what you want to
That's what I'm gonna
recreate.
do.
However, what we have now is Logic and Ice Pingu. Frost versus Comet again.
This is basically just a giant crew battle.
So we
This is
have
Frost versus
Pingu
Comet.
on that Orion.
3,
Logic on that Roland. We saw Logic's Roland earlier in the tournament.
He did a fantastic job against Bambrass earlier, so... Or, no, wait, that was Mazzy. Logic played against,
Logic played against...
Cake, right?
Cake. No. Logic
Why am I
played...
drawing such a blank right now? Either way, Ice Pingu on Orion. It's almost a Lance versus Lance matchup. Almost. I honestly can't remember. I'm gonna stop thinking about it because it'll keep haunting me if I do.
Ice Pingu gets the down sig. This could be the end of Logic. Quickly.
Those
It
Orion
is.
Sigs are just
They're brutal.
crazy.
This,
They're crazy. Have you seen those hitboxes? They're crazy.
and look at that. Just an end sig. Just uppercut straight into the sky. Just a brutal.
That pop-up, the uppercut, you gotta love it because it's kind of a hard move to hit. And when someone lands it and manages to make a kill, it just looks so good. Especially when you combo into it. But anyway, Ice Pingu looking for those Lance strings and combos. Logic having a hard time building up some damage right now, but maybe that will change as soon as he finds a Lance. Oh, Ice Pingu missing that down light punish.
Logic on that sword. Ice Pingu using that spear very well. However, he is in red on his second stock. This could be the end of the Pingu's second stock, especially with that crocky ball. Logic with that lance definitely could be the end. That recovery almost kills Pingu. Ground pound doesn't hit, but that recovery again knocks Pingu so far off into the edge.
For anyone who thinks that Lance needs a buff, just take a look at this game right now. There are 2 Lance players in the game. There's a Lance character picked last game.
I mean, I'm one of those people who thinks it needs a... I would rather say instead of a buff, it needs a rework. To have better approaches. That's about it, in my opinion.
I am very
because
wary
its approaches are very slow.
I'm very wary when people use the words Lance and rework in the same sentence together. Because last time that happened, things got a little crazy and Lance was an unstoppable
Monster.
Spam force.
Yeah, that is true. There's always that thing of if you rework something, there's gonna be that horror, like the horror of like everyone has lost the ability to know how to play against it because they try and play against it how it used to be and then it doesn't work and they're like, what is this? However,
I just kind of miss the dangly feats from the old Lance. That was fun. For anyone who doesn't know, the old down air used to carry you a little bit down but in forward, similar to how the side air carries you, except you held yourself under the Lance and you had these little dangly feet that hung underneath. It was funny. But that is Logic taking the first game. Ice Pingu getting taken down. See if they switch up any characters here.
I don't think they will. At most, I can see Pingu swapping up for some reason. Just the idea of him losing, so.
All right, we have Ice Pingu back on Orion. Logic back on Roland. And they are going to Blackguard Keep.
Three, two, one, brawl!
Okay, Ice Pingu now with the weapons. He's doing a great job at controlling the map, keeping Logic off of those weapons right now. Logic, oh, he's going to find his way to the lance. Very close. Ice Pingu almost got that denied from him. But Ice Pingu, all Ice Pingu
Logic
needs to do, build up damage with that spear. Spear is a fantastic weapon. If you keep spaced, keep your attacks clean, you can build damage very fast. Even though Logic is playing a defense character, it won't matter too much because the reliability of Spear is undeniable.
I mean, I'll go back to last season. I was having some trouble getting my way to Diamond, and the last thing I remember was talking to Raven, and he said play Spear. And I got one win off, and then season reset. So. So that was something to note, that Spear is a very powerful weapon no matter what situation you're in. It's got nice moves, it's got nice spacing, and we see that the poke from the down air works very well for the pogo.
Well, the pogo is a very unexpectedly strong attack in the Spear's kit. I'm pretty sure that each down air does about, what is it, 18 damage, 16 damage? It used to do 20 damage, but they brought it down a lot of, not too long ago. They brought the damage down because it was a pretty strong move, and using it over and over again to build damage was just too strong. But right now, Logic playing very well. The sword he brought that stocks back to even 2-2. He's trying to recap that damage between Ice Pingu and him.
What I'm seeing here from Logic is he's trying to space it out enough that he isn't being hit by the spear attacks, but he also needs to approach enough that he can be hit by he can hit the sword attacks, and that's where he's having these what it looks like an issue to me. However, it's not going too bad. He has got the advantage, and he could keep this advantage easily, I think.
Oh, Ice Pingu got a little bit too thirsty with that down air. Just moved right into Logic's neutral sig. That thing does hit pretty hard, especially for something that lasts that long. It used to be even stronger, but they changed it when they reworked all of Roland's signatures.
Yeah, I saw one of Roland's signatures.
Cannot get back. Oh man!
I saw one of the Roland's signatures in the game. I was like, that looks amazing. Like the sword, the knights behind him, that they all slam down the sword. I want that back. It looks beautiful. However, the down sig from Pingu is almost gonna wipe out Logic. He's just trying to hit that down sig.
Here, I would have loved to see a gravity cancel neutral sig on that wall. It covers the whole thing twice over and hits hard. But the down sig doing the work that he needs. Just finishing Logic off. That's all you really need. You don't need anything fancy, flashy. You just need something that can throw him out. And that was it. But right now, Logic is just beating up on Ice Penguin. Ice Pingu needs to get his spacing in check. He needs to stop getting caught by so many hits.
That is true, but Logic's doing well to make sure he does get hit. You've got to admit that. He's making sure to make use of the bad spacing by Pingu and just abuse it, instead of just sort of hitting once and sort of seeing how it works. He's going in heavily. Works very well, and then he'll jump out at a time when he thinks he's done enough for a bit. And we're seeing here, all it takes is an end sig that hits, and it's going to take out Ice Pingu. Actually, I think anything's going to take out Pingu right now. And the ground pound does it after the GC end sig from Pingu.
That was the kill. Just ground pound straight onto Ice Pingu. Lance ground pound is already the hardest hitting ground pound in the game, and it didn't help that Ice Pingu was already in the red. That is 2-0 for Logic, I believe, or is that the first game? I don't know why I'm.
That should be 2-0.
Yeah, I think that was a 2-0 in favor of Logic.
So now we have Fluxy v Slug.
We've seen both these players play already. Both of them had fantastic guitar play. Surprise, Fluxy is not pulling out his Ragnir that he pulled out previously. Maybe they just want to play some Missouri. Not entirely sure, but we'll see. We'll see how they bring it down.
Frohned, I have to say congratulations. It seems you won a community color.
Hey, I'll take it.
But you're not allowed it.
Oh. But I won it. Anyway.
And then Al won it. After he'll say he'll win it.
3, 2,
that is
1,
right.
Brawl.
But
Slug is talking into his chat. Slug, get back to the game.
Slug, get in the damn game. There we go. We get the rattle coming out. Rattle me this, king me, baby. But we have Fluxy getting beat up by
Slug.
Whether or not that was
just that combo, brutal to start off with.
Slug on guitars right now is just terrifying. Look at him right now.
I've got to say, this is the
Fluxy
first
into a pulp.
This is the first Comet game we've had.
It is.
And I'll be honest, 2 Comets in one place is not a good thing to go on in the world. Slug, brutal.
Slug with the down air side light into speed dodge side air. What the heck, Slug? TWK nerf guitars.
Well, TWK can't right now. He's at CEO Taku. Or CEO Taku, or whatever how you want to say it.
Slug
However,
right now is just brutalizing Fluxy with these guitars.
He's just gonna make Fluxy stew with all the like chopped up meat he can make with Fluxy.
Well, this isn't Chinese food, and I don't think anyone really likes eating cat, so I'll have to pass that meal.
Are you sure? You don't know how it could taste. It could taste nice.
I'll pass.
And Fluxy knows he can't make it back.
Slug is just killing this matchup right now. He's doing such a fantastic job with these guitars. I almost wish Fluxy would have chosen Ragnir, because Axis does do really well against guitars. But it looks like Fluxy is finally going to be taking Slug's first stock. He's still got a ways to go. He's got 2 full stocks to finish off. It is Shipwreck. If he can manage to land a gimp down onto Slug, that's probably exactly the thing that he'll need in order to get the game flowing back into his favor. But Slug's pressure is still just too much. Fluxy recovers into the center.
Fluxy can't make it back.
Gets back. Oh!
He can make it back again. Can he keep up, or is Slug just gonna keep the pressure on? Slug's in orange on the second stop. Stops the N-Sig. But is it enough to stay alive?
It is for now, but Slug takes a side air to the face. Fluxy.
He can't make it back.
Caught him.
And Fluxy knows not to go in hot on that sort of Asuri guitars in case of the GCN sig coming out. And both of these players working very well to just sort of keep alive and keep damage on the opponent. But that set is going to finish off for Slug, taking that first game of the set.
Very handily, if you ask me. I mean, Fluxy did a fantastic job bringing things back, but Slug did so much that game. His guitars were on point. His sword was on point. Fluxy's going to have to step it up just a little bit in order to bring things back and take this next game against Slug. Personally, like I said earlier, I want to see him on Ragnir, but I missed the character select, so whether or not he's actually switched or if he's sticking to that Asuri, we'll find out. Oh, and it looks like he's going to be playing Bodvar. Both players on the Skyforge colors.
Oh, that Bodvar looks nice.
It looks like someone turned the lights out on his armor suit.
On his like armor, it's like CC Bodvar, but someone like powered it down. It's come to life. I don't know what we do.
Well, this is what we do.
We watch it fight, and we watch it fight a cat.
Well, we watch Flexi do his best to land all sorts of hammer moves onto Slug.
Beat up a cat with a hammer.
And it's working. This hammer play is just punishing Slug in all manners of the word.
And the recovery
throws him down.
Slug can make it back, but can he stay alive? He can. I'm sorry. I just like the idea of a powered down suit of Bodvar just existing and coming to life. He can't get the second recovery onto Slug Sig there. Slug stays alive. However, Flexi can dodge away from that side Sig.
If he was able to land that recovery there, that would have been a kill on the Slug. He would have gotten that initial stock advantage, and he would have felt the benefit of free damage getting dealt to Slug. But there's the kill right there. Hammer side air. 20-25 damage in the face. And there you go. The follow-up almost immediately. Slug didn't even take a hit in that intermission. Both players even now. So even to the point where they're clashing.
You gotta look at this, and I've just noticed in chat, Slug is saying Flexi has 100+ ping. So, Flexi's doing well to sort of keep up against Slug right now.
Ping considered, you gotta give props to Flexi. He's playing very well right now.
Yeah, he is. He's playing as if he would be on the NA servers. So that's not a bad sort of feat to be doing right now. Right now, the ground pound's gonna finish that off. Slug on his final stock, Fluxy on his second. Could Fluxy just like put enough damage onto Slug before Slug can do anything? Slug has that sword.
I mean, Fluxy's playing high ping or no ping. It doesn't matter because Fluxy is taking this matchup down. Oh, he did just kind of fade off to the side there. Slug is going to try to finish him off with a neutral Sig slide charge, but it's not going to work. Does manage to land that side air, though. If Slug can build up damage onto Fluxy right now, he can possibly take this one down against Fluxy.
Slug is trying his hardest, however, this could be the end for him on the second game.
And then we'd have to go to game 3, determine who the winner would be, but Fluxy, with that side Sig almost finishing him off, Slug needs to get in. He needs to build a massive damage string on a Fluxy.
The logic of the hammer swing didn't make sense to me, but Brawlhalla physics say it works, so we can't complain. However, Fluxy is seeming to have trouble getting this final kill onto Slug. And in this time, Slug is whacking up a slight bit of damage, but the ground pound actually finishes it off there.
A ground-connected ground pound of all things. I mean, that Slug bounced off the ground, which means he lost a huge amount of velocity on his way up, but he had so much damage buildup that it didn't matter. He still got killed by the ricochet. And here we are, Slug on Koji. Both players playing the sword game. The real question is, will the bow come out against the hammer? Or will the hammer just knock Slug into next year?
I'm not too sure, and we've seen Slug on that. We've seen Slug's Koji. We didn't see Fluxy's Bodvar until last game, so I'm still kind of stunned that Fluxy's taken no damage apart from that little dive kick. And we see that would have probably killed anyway, but just a bit of flashy style on it.
I think it wasn't on purpose. It just kind of happened. If it was on purpose, then I don't know why he would do that, because those weapon hits can stuff people in the wrong positions and cause them to be saved by the weapon. So I can't imagine that was on purpose. It just happened to work out in his favor because Slug did get caught out in midair. Slug right now. Oh! Almost getting Russian Mafia, but Fluxy didn't have the damage built up on the Slug enough for that to happen. He does get that stomp into Dare into neutral air, so that first kill is long gone now. Slug getting in, trying to get some sword damage in on Fluxy. Both players having trouble connecting with one another.
We're seeing right now Fluxy losing his first stock, Slug down to his final stock in orange. This could be the end for Slug. Or is Fluxy just gonna flop?
It's hard to tell. If Slug can keep up some momentum, then that will be fantastic. But Fluxy right now is just playing so well with his hammer.
Well, right now Fluxy has massive dominance. However, Slug is pushing hard. Could be the end. This isn't the end. Slug trying his hardest to get extra damage. You can see the... I can sort of see the ping on Fluxy right now. On how he's sort of moving. How he's sort of not going for very risky attacks. But that set finishes it off. That's brutal.
Slug getting popped down to the lower bracket. You know, honestly, I'm going to be truthful here. I thought Slug was going to be taking this matchup down from the start with the way he was using those guitars, but Fluxy exploded in this set. He took Slug down, landed a lot of big hits, got exactly what he needed to at the right times, and here he is moving on into the next round.
So we have Logic on that Roland or on that Ada.
Gotta love seeing the Ada again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, this is just gonna be us talking about Ada again. Ada.
Anyway. 8 defense versus 3 defense. This is about as far of a gap for defense that you can get.
I'm sorry, I have to say one more thing, just quickly to Cassidy, Ada. Logic on that Roland, barely any damage dealt, or is in deep orange, almost going into red, very close to red. He can't make it back. That Dare is going to finish it off.
Logic with such an early kill. It didn't even take him 30 seconds to get that first kill. Followed all the way down to the bottom of the map, landed that down air just to get the finisher real quick, and that was it. What a fantastic play on Logic's part.
And right now, it's the ground pound got cancelled by that spear recovery, and to me, I just want the idea to be like, if you ground pound into a spear recovery, they get launched higher because of like how it would be if like something got into a blade. It would spin out of control. Do you understand what I mean? Like if you ground pound like a kind of like it would work like a hammer, sort of like it goes to X height, but it'll get higher if you hit something.
Of course.
And I would just love to see how it could like spin up higher because of it hitting like a lance or something.
Well, we'll have to see if that happens, but it's not gonna happen now. The all recovery coming out with those guns, finishing off very quickly. Logic had a lot of damage built up, and that recovery is just an executioner. Just like the downlight side areas for sword for people in very high percentage. Oz got a spear now. He's doing his best to build damage up. going decently, but he's down a stock already, and Logic is just controlling this matchup.
Logic doing very well to keep up that sort of stock defense, well, stock advantage, I should say, not defense. However, he does have, like, he has almost triple the defense of Ada. However, NSIG is going to rip him into the arena and bounce him off the edge. And this could be where, or could change it, turn it back around, and I wouldn't be too surprised, honestly. We saw him do it against the Scarlet, so why not? Why can't he do it against the Roland?
It is possible. I mean, Roland doesn't have the strength that Scarlet has, but he has the tools to handle just about anything. Sword is a fantastic option weapon. Has something to deal with almost every situation. And Awe is just getting punished. He's been bringing it back pretty well. His ability to use those guns is second to none in this tournament. Oh no! In his attempt to get back to the stage, he used the neutral air, and it stopped his aerial momentum just enough where he didn't even tag the wall. So he didn't get any jumps back, and he kind of just hovered there in midair. And that was it. He got taken out. First game going to Logic. Oh, almost did a fantastic job of bringing it back, but that mistake at the end cost him so much.
3,
It
2,
did, and
1, brawl.
I think, as I said, I don't see Orr being out of this game. He did very well last game, and I think he could easily beat Logic in a game. So we'll just have to wait and see if he can do it.
Well, Logic right now is guarding that weapon the best he can, but Awe is going to find a way onto the weapon. And with that spear, you know, spear, a fantastic damage building weapon. Ada's got two of those. You know, two fantastic spacing damage builders. If he can use those in just the right way, then he should have no problem dealing damage and getting some kill potential off of Logic. But Logic's play right now is just so good. He's already got Ada in the red.
It is, and I can see Ada going out right now, and then it will follow over with Logic losing his stock after.
Logic was so close to the kill just now. The weapon throw and the side air just missing.
I think Logic can finish this off not too well in a second. And
having so much trouble.
I was wrong.
Side
sig
getting the finisher.
Gonna take that first kill, but the recovery following straight after to even the game back up.
It's too much. Logic and Awe are both super even in this matchup. I mean, it started out with Logic just dishing damage out like a deep dish pizza. And now we've got Awe bringing things back like they got the order wrong. And yeah, that was a long way to go for a pizza delivery pun, but
funnily enough,
damn it, don't judge me.
Every Friday Night Brawl, like before everyone, I eat a pizza. So I understand how it feels when they get your order wrong. Oh, that was close.
I actually just made an egg salad sandwich with some cheese and some cantaloupe, and I had
that sounds tasty.
I had some toasted sourdough bread with a little bit of butter. It was really good. That for me was like a
guys, I'm sorry,
we
are actually
crunchy meal.
Guys, I'm sorry, we're actually going to be turning this Friday Night Brawl into Cooking with Nash now.
Cooking with Nash. Me cook rock! That's how I imagine him, where he just takes a
Well,
giant
I used Nash
leg of
with the
T-Rex and just eats it.
I used Nash with the like Cupcake Cassidy whisk hammer, so it looked really funny. Just because of the irony of like a Nash that can cook.
Perhaps that's the next skin we need is Chef Nash, where he's got a chef's hat.
Yeah, but what weapons do you give?
Well,
do you give him, like,
for
an egg
Spear,
whisk?
you could give for Spear. You could give him a oh, what is it? It's not a spatula.
Ladle?
No, you use it primarily for. It's like a. It's not a mixing spoon. It's kind of got a different shape to it, so that you can scrape the inside of bowls for, like when you're baking.
Yeah, I think I know.
using,
But we saw that logic,
Two wins.
taking that final kill with a stare. Very nicely done. Even though we're
I
talking
can't
about
remember the
food.
name for it now.
It's not a ladle slug. I know what you're on about. And I can't think of the name either, but you know what I would have him as a hammer have? I would make sure he had like a giant ladle. Just so you could like grab someone with a ladle and pull them down. Or like
I don't know if that'd be a
scoop
good
them.
hammer though. Would it?
I think it would. Like sort of like a giant ladle with like the tip of the ladle being the actual hammer part. So like grabs like a hook. And
I don't
something
remember.
that's also a spatula.
What I don't remember what I was
Oh, you
thinking
don't.
of for that. But
A spatula.
if you had a sword, then you can use a spatula.
I mean, Bodvar.
Chef Bodvar.
We
Just
need
a
cooking
line of
skins for
chef
every
skins?
legend. Like
You have a whole restaurant staff of
that could
of
be
legends. Roland
the
would
new
be
subreddits like
would be the general manager.
Orion's in charge of hygiene.
Janitor.
Give him like a
Orion.
mop month. He rides around everyone on a mop. Just making sure everything's clean.
Instead of a spear, he's got a mop that like dingles around and drips water. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me of that game Dust Force. I've never actually played it, but I know what it was about. So anyway, looks like Camphy and Ice Pingu are going to be playing here in just a moment. I need to stop talking about all this food stuff.
Is it making you hungry?
No, it's just really, really distracting me.
Oh, that is a lovely looking Ada.
Looks corrupted.
It,
3, 2,
Like
I
a
mean, it is.
corrupted Ada.
Brawl.
I mean, she is data. Like, she's literal data, so.
Twilight Hammer for anyone who plays WoW? Anybody? No? Okay. Anyway.
So, we're seeing another Frost versus CT matchup. Ice Pingu running this game for Frost. Campy going hard for CT.
Oh,
Oh,
looks like we have a little connection.
Pingu, Also, I swear Pingu's NA. Is he NA? No, he's not. I don't know why I thought he was.
I don't
He's
think
not.
so.
He's not. I don't know why I thought he was, but he's not.
I've seen him play primarily in EE tournaments, so I don't imagine he is.
Yeah, for some reason my brain said he was NA. For no reason at all.
I don't know where you could have been going with that one, but anyway. Ice Pingu getting that down sig, launching Campy off to the side. Is it going to kill him? No, it's not, but he is going to catch that recovery onto Ada. Ada's trying to get back right now. He's having a tough time. Oh, but he does land the down sig combo. But the damage just isn't there, and I want to say that the downlight combo was changed in the previous patch. It's harder to get that off now. Campy having a hard time. Oh, now Campy's lagging. Looks
Both
like
players
of
having some
these
issues.
Characters are having both these players are having some connection issues. Oh, are they back? Are they back to it? It looks like it, and the first stock goes. Ice Pingu taking it down. Can't really... I can't tell if both of them are lagging, so if they're both having trouble, or they're just... It's hard
They're
to
both
tell.
being like, they're just both like in a cool, like, yeah, let's stop now for a minute. Pingu, see, this is it like that Pingu's trying to get Campy to approach, and like Campy's just like, I don't want to approach, and like Pingu's like, yeah, but you will approach because I'll say you'll approach. Approach me.
I'm so lost. What
I'm
is going
actually-
on? This is so odd.
I'm actually really curious what's going on. So what I'm confused about is they start fighting fine, and then they just stop. Like there isn't really any indication for why they stop.
It's hard to tell. There's a lot of things we could speculate about, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because there's just nothing we can do about it, and it's up to them to solve the issues essentially. But I guess once this inevitably ends due to time or otherwise, we'll
or Campy
get something in
dying.
the chat that we can share with you guys and figure out what is going on. It's Owl says in the chat that Campy is lagging. Very believable after what we're seeing right now.
I think Al did just say Campy DC'd
Player
and the
one
bot took
wins.
over, so
Well, they're both in here. It
I will
looks
just
like
say
Campy has the option to. Pingu is giving Campy the option to remake the game. So
they are
might be starting-
replaying.
All right, they're going back to the same map. They're restarting. Same characters, so I imagine it'll be Ada and Orion again back on Mammoth Fortress. Hopefully they've solved their connection issues and we can get the actual match started up here.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
And here we
So it
go.
seems they are back, and we see a better fight. They seem to be fine. Campy seems to be running around like a madman with that spear.
Yeah, they're looking good now. Ice Pingu. Both these players with the spear right now, Campy really doing his best to build damage up. And when you've got spear, when you've got guns, both of those weapons just build damage phenomenally well. And Ice Pingu was getting taken out by that gun side stick from Ada. And it's so hard. Almost getting caught by the recovery. Ice Pingu now with the lance. He needs to build damage. So he looks like he's going to be swapping for that. Wow! Swapping for the spear. Using the downlight to avoid that last bit of damage from the down stick. But he doesn't quite have enough to make it back after that hit from Campy. And first stock going to Campy. And I don't even think Campy has taken any damage. That was a clean stock. That was a perfect.
I'm kind of in the stun right now of how he went from lagging heavily and then going straight into this idea of he's gonna win this. He doesn't want to lose.
Well, nobody wants to lose, but the thing
That's
is...
true. This is losers brackets now, so if they lose 2 games, they're out.
Pingu just has to play very carefully. He's trying to get the SIGs down. He knows a good SIG from Orion's kit can take Campy out. Campy's got 3 defense. All it takes is 1 big hit. And Orion synchronized down.
Dancing.
1 big hit just like that. The down SIG from Spear. Great for catching people out. Great for getting the kill in the red. And that's all he needed.
In my head, I now have just a bunch of Spear legends on field, choreographed dancing.
I mean, now you just have to make a video.
I mean, I helped with the Roland ASMR, and I regret that, so...
Well, one way or another, Campy is just about to get the 2nd kill here if he can edge guard.
And we see the ground pound
He gets
finishing off that 2nd stock of Ice Pingu.
Great play on the wall there. Ever since the wall changes where people cannot really do anything except fall or jump off of a wall while they're on one, aggressing against people, taking advantage of that positioning while they are stuck in an edge guard. Fantastic play on Campy's part to get that finisher. Now all he has to do is get Ice Pingu to at least orange before he gets taken out. If he gets taken out. We've seen him take a perfect stock already. Maybe he'll do it again. Well, it won't be a perfect stock, but it'll be a damn close one.
All Campy needs is an N-Sig as soon as Pingu jumps up. Or a side sig. That
Well,
was
the side sig doesn't really hit all that hard, but it did hit hard enough to force him into an edge guard. Campy takes that first game.
Feels bad taking this.
I mean, he can feel, in the end, if he feels bad for taking that first round. He was offered the remake because he was having connection issues, and he decided to take it. It's not anyone's fault except the ISP if he was lagging. So, in the end, taking the remake, either one of those players could have won that at any point. It's just the name of the game. It's an online tournament, and sometimes things like that happen. But now we have game 2.
We do, and it's going to be nice to be able to not have that sort of idea of BCX where like connection issues exist.
Oh. The really nice, I played on, let's see, 4 or 5 LAN tournaments, or no, I played 4 LAN tournaments so far in Brawlhalla, and I can tell you right now that the game is absolutely different than
I know. I was in Wales beginning of July with the BX3 boys, and that was completely different to how it is online.
I mean, essentially the game right now, the way it is designed, everything has a couple of starting frames on the beginning, on the front end of them. Same thing with the dodge, because of the way the connection from player to player works in Brawlhalla. In order to get rid of a lot of that rollback, rubber banding, lagging, all that, there's those frames there to prevent a lot of rollback and to give a cleaner experience. And when you're offline, playing people next to you personally, you see all those frames, and the game and the timings and everything just feels so different because everything looks so different.
Completely agree. However, if we look at this game right now, Campy is playing very aerial, just sort of floating around, trying to sort of get away from Pingu. Oh, he had a recovery. I think he touched the wall there.
He did. He tagged it.
And it
Barely
makes
hit
him
the
back.
last second.
Pingu got the recovery just to deal that extra bit of damage. But no more. Can go on before a set.
He side-sigged in the wrong direction, and on one hand, if you side-sig in the right direction and you miss, then you're spacing out your opponent, and they have to punish you very carefully. But in the wrong direction, you're just showing your opponent your back, and that might as well be saying, "Here, hit me. I have a target for you."
It's a kick me sign.
Exactly, it's a kick me sign.
Almost dropping that recovery again. He did it the first time, almost did it the second time. And now looking at this, they're very even. Going for that ground pound, Camphy could easily take the second stock. Possibly take the second game.
Well, we'll have to see how it pans out. Ice Pingu playing fantastically on Orion right now. That spear play is doing so well, but Camphy finds the side sig, gets the kill. Ice Pingu with 1 stock left. The question is, what can he do with it?
I think
very
he
many
can...
neutral sigs. I'd love to see like some come out. It's a very powerful sig.
I know Pingu's philosophy on the SIGs, and I think the main thing about this is his philosophy is more, if he's on the edge, he'll end sig. If he's in the map, he'll side or desig.
Oh, got caught right in the center of his hitbox with that, from that Ada recovery. Playing a very dangerous game right now. The kill is not secured.
That weapon toss instead goes for that ground pound. Camphy on his final stock, however, Pingu is close to death. It wouldn't take much for Camphy to take this final stock.
Well, as long as he can land a signature move in the next minute or so, I think he'll be fine. Unless Ice Pingu manages to build up, unless he gets a massive string or a gimp onto Camphy, which I doubt is going to happen. He's using a lot of throws, something a lot of players are not too fond of. A lot of people see throws. There's the synchronized downlight again.
We're seeing this, and Camphy's gone all the way to red, and then finishes off with that recovery.
I think he started to notice Pingu was
repeating himself a lot, following this sort of pattern.
A lot of downlights, and it puts you in it displaces you upward, so you can avoid a lot of ground attacks. But in the end, you're very open to air moves. And that's exactly what Camphy did. He threw out a recovery, caught him, dragged him up to the top, and shot him out.
So right now we've got Slug versus Camphy. I think he wants to restart his internet quickly, and that is a CT versus CT. I'm excited to see what Slug's playing here. Slug ripping out that Bodvar. Beautiful sword. Shiny.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Right now we are seeing Slug start off getting a bit of damage from those nairs off of Camphy's spear. However, he isn't gonna sort of take it lightly. He deals a couple hits back. And seems they're going fairly head-to-head, toe-to-toe. Not really put anyone pulling ahead, but as I say, that Slug is put into the red very fast, and a recovery kills him instantly. Starting off, Slug pulling out that Valkyrie, taking that hammer off the ground. And Camphy on the... in the orange. And seems to be going fairly more towards Slug's direction right now. Sare coming out of Slug. Does knock away those guns. Goes down to finish off that Sare. Slug in the yellow. Camphy heading into that yellow too. Slug... I want to see Slug do a Russian Mafia. Just for the sake of doing that Russian Mafia. No reason not to, no reason to. Just, it's something enjoyable to watch. He goes for the stomp, tries to follow up with the neutral, doesn't get either. Gonna get the stomp into Sare. Drops down, doesn't get the Sare or recovery, but does get that ground pound just to finish off that stock. And Camphy picking up a Crocky Ball, doesn't actually hit Slug with it, and Slug goes for the ground pound just to finish that off. Easy, fast. That simple ground pound. Always a reliable thing to do. Camphy swapping up to that Lord of Rax, something I've seen before actually.
3,
from
2,
him.
1, brawl.
Good. He's decent on his guns. I would say he's probably one of the better gun mains in CT. And Slug doesn't even let that phase him. He's putting Camphy dead. He's killed Camphy already. Slug is just demolishing Camphy's life right now, and I don't know how to sort of think about this. And looking at this right now, he's got a large advantage, and Camphy doesn't want to sort of let that advantage widen anymore. He's trying to close up the gap, but Slug is just racking up that damage. Both players make it back. However, it's at the cost of a recovery onto Slug. The Slug actually makes it back. Slug's trying and gets us set to knock Camphy down to his final stock. Slug still on his first.
Have I been muted this whole time? I think I've been.
Yes.
I think I accidentally hit my mute button at some point.
You have. I was like, where have you gone?
I was freaking out. The Slug is playing out of his mind right now, and
He is, and I can't hype it up. I'm sorry for that, but it is an amazing sort of play
in
from
a
him.
single minute. All the reads in the world, reading Rainbow coming out, just getting Campy kills. What the heck is going on? We just saw Campy go crazy in the last game against Ice Pingu, and now we're seeing Slug starring in reading Rainbow.
I mean, if you look at this, it's like, it's beautiful to see Slug being able to do this, but it's also sad to know that they're both on the same team, and this could be a matchup they do a lot, is like, as a sparring team. So it could just be the Slug knows Campy really well, and he tries to go for the double down sig. He wants to get a stylish kill now. But he goes for the stomp set.
The game
Quick,
took
fast,
barely over
simple.
2 minutes. Barely over 2 minutes.
That hurts my heart. However, right now we have, well, if the if the game was being updated properly, someone's updating just faster than I can update. We have Slug versus Simple Leak. I mean, it's simple. It's simple. That's who it is. But it's like Simple Leak. Oh no,
I
Simple,
have no words for that
aka
last match. Anyone who says Hammer needs a
Chef
buff
Co.
is lit. and you're wrong. That was insane play on
I don't know what to think about that. It was brutal to see, and I feel sorry for Camphy to deal with it. It's like the people who go up against De Bruyne in these sort of tournaments. I feel sorry for, like, the stuff he pulls out. I remember when he pulled out Core, like, just as Core got released for a Friday Night Brawl. He was doing so many well-played, like, edge plays. It was brutal to see. He was like, pulling people down, just saying, like, just tearing them down. And they had no way of sort of making it back. And it was just sort of devastating to see people get put against that. And it was devastating to see Camphy to get put against that as well.
I kind of wish I clipped that just insane that slug insanity and posted it on the subreddit for people to see, because just I would have posted it in the balance mega thread so people as a response to anyone who says Hammer needs buffs, I'll just put that right underneath and say what? I can't hear you. This guy got 2 kills in under a minute with a Hammer. I don't think you're right.
I honestly want to know what people like Effie, Lance, Zelo, any of the sort of top higher up players would think about a game like that. Well, it turns out our streamer Zeloxory missed the game. He's been slightly dead. That's why I'm filling in for him. I'm not usually here, guys. As you may know, we usually have Zelo here, and we usually get some fun commentary from Frohned and Zelo. I always enjoy to hear or to listen to you guys talk. So it's nice to be here once again, back in the limelight of Friday Night Broadcasting.
You're just getting you're getting some good. You're stretching out the casting muscles.
Yeah. Well, it seems I may be casting masters, so it's kind of nice to like be here, so I actually have something ready, like prepared back for like stuff.
Yeah, it'll always help. More experience is more experience.
Oh, yeah,
more experience. The more you talk, the more you say, blah blah blah. I'm literally just talking out of my butt right now, and
I mean, expired casting EUBCS.
Unless I literally just said it, huh?
Expired casting EUBCS soon, TM.
Confirmed?
No.
Remember.
I wish it was. That'd be fun. What? We're waiting for the next match to be started. And Slug is there waiting for...
Just waiting for Simple to show up
Simple
in the lobby.
Is not showing. 2 hammer kills in under a minute. From Slug on Camphy, who was playing Vrax. Oh yeah, people, I can hear Zelo in the background without him talking to you. He's got himself muted, so we can talk to him.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Zeloxory is muted right now, even though he's talking. No one can hear him.
I should probably said that before, just so you guys know that you guys can't. No. I am a crazy caster. This is the thing. People think I'm insane.
I'm just gonna wait for the match to start. I don't want to sound insane or anything.
Seems Simple is here, so
I don't have voices in my head. What are you saying?
The voices in my head tell me to do things at times. I'm scared to have Zelo as a voice in my head.
kill the mall? Did Zelo just say kill the mall?
I mean, isn't there a
The
mall
mall
next
is
to
a
BCX?
place. Darth Maul?
Well, we are waiting here. Simple is actually here now. I've also
Alright,
just.
looks like
I
he needs
also
a
have
second
to.
to get ready. But all right, he's picked out. We're all ready to go. They're going into the map banning, and I think we'll be seeing some Mammoth or some Twilight, if I had to guess. I mean, I have no reason to actually believe that I'll be correct, but I'm gonna make a guess anyway.
I'm gonna shoot straight
I'm
at
a gambling
Blackguard.
man.
I've got a shot straight at that Blackguard.
Right when you said it, it got banned.
Yeah.
And look at the two maps still left over: Mammoth and Twilight.
Shush. You just need to. You need to be quiet.
Oh, my original pick.
That Ada doesn't look nice. It's like it looks like it's an Ada that someone's like had a grayscale Ada and just wanted, you know, I'm gonna make this stylish by putting blue on
I
it.
kind of like it.
3, 2,
I kind of
1,
like it.
Brawl.
I don't.
It kind of reminds me of Storm from X-Men.
Yeah, I could see that.
But anyway, simple on Ada. We've seen a lot of Ada. Is Ada just a really popular EU pick now?
Ada.
And and Slug right now back on Bodvar, getting punished from Simple. Simple playing very well, getting the damage build up right now onto Slug. And look at, he's keeping the spacing perfectly. He's not going. He's not overcommitting. He's not overextending his positions. He's just doing a very good job at keeping his spacing and damage very consistent.
Simple's dominating over Slug right now, which is kind of funny to see since Slug was able to sort of demolish.
Well, I think what it'll take for Slug to do the same thing is to get something to get in on him, but Simple with that side sig taking Slug out. Only about 90 damage built up on Simple right now. Very, very nice position for him to be in, especially on Ada. And Slug, now he's caught Simple out without a weapon. He's got a great position to deal with Ada right now.
He has, and Simple cannot make it back. Simple is gone for the first stock.
Insane cast. Chat, you guys are hilarious. Slug, though, evens the game up. Simple missed an opportunity to get a lot of damage in that last stock, but he's making it up in this stock. Look at this. Already in the orange. Slug taking so much damage. Spear play from Simple on point. I think that's something to be said about Ada, is when they play Ada, they usually pick her for the spear plays.
Oh, of course. I mean, you can even look at that. That's not a Russian Mafia. I don't know what that is, but it works well. I'm pretty sure it works for the damage after Mafia.
That's a Sluggerino.
Sluggerino. I like that name.
He gets
the clash there.
The trade clash. I don't know.
Very value.
Slug slugging away with that side air. Whatever you want to call it, really. Because it was a stomp into dare into Sare. I mean, it probably has a name. I know it's for it's used if you can't. It's used if you can't get the Russian Mafia, for the damages after. So I know it's used a lot by players. Budget Mafia. Simple gets the down sig though. Either way, it is all evened up. Simple has a little bit of damage built up on him. He's going to trade out for that spear that didn't quite despawn yet. Slug, though, with the map controlled, finds an easy weapon, and it's not going to take too much more to take Simple out if this continues. Simple needs a lot more out of this if he's gonna turn things around at this junction.
Looking at us now, and Simple is in a bad position. However, he's playing to his best abilities. I would even.
Oh, the ground pound. Is that gonna do it? No. What just happened?
Oh my God!
Two wins.
What?
Slug lived.
Okay, so Slug just survived the ground pound, comes back, neutral airs, kills Simple before he crashes because he had nothing left. He had no dodges, no jumps, no recoveries. That was so close. We haven't seen a game at all that close, period, this entire tournament. What
That was
just
brutal.
happened?
Like, Slug got that. Slug was gone.
By every means, Slug was dead. Honestly, that is Simple's fault for following up.
Sorry, I
Because
have to clip that. I have to make sure.
He let himself get in range of Slug, and if he didn't go down and chase after him, I mean, I know what he was thinking. He was thinking that Slug was going to get back to the stage.
Brawl.
But in that instance, if he just let it slide, let Slug even try to touch the wall, he would have gotten the win there. That was a throw in all senses of the word.
He wanted to fully confirm it, and with that fully confirmed, Slug saw it coming and finished it off, and it worked very well for him.
I was talking about him not overextending earlier, but it seems like he got a little greedy at the end, overextended, and that cost him the first match. Now Slug with the first stock taken off of Simple. Slug almost in the orange. I guess you can argue that's orange. It's like right in the middle. It's like a mustardy color.
I call it mango. Well, no, mango's slightly lighter. We see
Honey
Slug.
mustard?
Yeah, it's honey mustard. I'll go for that. I mean, it's now just orange or deep red. It's like
It's like a grapefruit.
grapefruit.
Now it's like a tomato.
Tomato. We're just comparing it to fruits.
Well, I mean,
Cooking. We have got a Nash on the field. Is it cooking with Nash?
I mean,
He
all
doesn't
things
have the
considered,
ladle or the whisk, so.
food has a color for everything except blue.
I mean, I guess you could say like blueberries.
No, blueberries are purple though.
Why are they called blueberries then?
I don't know, because whoever named them was colorblind.
What about I think of a blue fruit. I can't think of a blue fruit.
If you say blue raspberry, you're lit because that's not a real thing. If anyone can legitimately find a blue fruit,
What if
blueberry
it's
is not the answer,
What if it's
I'll give you a CC.
What if it's a genetically modified fruit? So it's like a tomato or something that's blue, or a strawberry that's blue. Does that count?
I don't think so. That's not naturally occurring.
I mean, it
That's
is if
something I
it's
could
been
say, like-
scientifically changed and then like planted.
I mean, by that logic, I could paint a tomato blue.
No, because then it's not growing blue. What I'm saying is these would grow blue. Like they would be genetically modified to grow blue.
I don't think you can count that.
I would.
Because I mean, you can't take a strawberry and grow a blue strawberry.
I mean, just Google blue fruit.
There's no
Also,
blue
to me,
fruit.
blueberries are pretty blue. Like,
They're purple though. If you squeeze them, it's purple juice and purple and pink on the inside.
yeah, but look at the skin. It's like blue. Blueberry.
All I'm saying, if I search up blue fruit, all I see is photoshopped colors.
What about blue kiwi?
Is that a thing?
I mean, you could, as I said, you could genetically modify a kiwi to be blue.
But that doesn't count.
Says who?
Says me because I issued the challenge.
Well, meh. I'm not happy about this. So, who we got next? We've got...
I just realized it took me looking at chat to realize that we've been talking about nothing but blue food that entire past match.
We have Logic versus Fluxy. This is the winners finals.
Oh my god. We missed an entire semifinal match because we were talking about blue fruit.
Fine.
I can't say I regret anything.
I mean, I'll be honest, the people here who are just fighting out for that place in Masters. So, and they get exposure anyway, even if we're talking about even if we are talking about fruit, they still get the exposure of our stream, so. Fine. There's Logic. Logic 3-stocks Fluxy and Logic. Both members of Comet. I'm just going to point out top 3 are all Comet members. So we've got Logic, Fluxy, and Slug, all CT members. So it's nice.
I'm getting a lot of questions about my Twitter for some reason.
Is it like you said, like by your mother? Just like, is your Twitter being hacked?
From just people like, you're not Sparky. For who is this person? Did they hack your account? I just changed my pictures. You got sparked to it.
You are sparked.
Follow my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Sparky878. Let's see. It's actually probably still UGotFrohned.
I know mine.
Still UGotFrohned. It's just the
mine's
name
still
is
expired,
UGotSparked, and I've got a bunch of Sparky pictures.
I mean, who doesn't like Sparky pictures? So we have started off for the. We've got to look at this now. It is winners finals. We've got to have a look at this. Logic.
Went off the
but this is going to be confusing.
Yeah, both players.
Logic's playing right. Logic is playing the Roland. Fluxy's playing the Bodvar.
Fluxy's name is just.
Is Logic 3-stocks Fluxy? Question mark.
Thinking.
I mean, the thinking emoji.
One of the greatest new memes to come out of
the Brawl League Discord.
Meme Town.
All over Brawl League Discord.
But here we go. Looks like Logic. No wait, Fluxy. Oh god, this is gonna be hard. Fluxy gets the first kill on Logic there. The side sig coming out, executing Logic in his first stock. Fluxy trying to build up more damage on Bodvar, but Logic is making it hard for him to get back to center. His map control is just on point in this moment. Look at this. The side.
Logic goes for the ground pound. Goes for the recovery instead. Almost killing Fluxy. I want to call them both Logic.
Logic is trying. Fluxy. God, this is hard. Fluxy baiting Logic off the map, gets that recovery back onto the stage, and manages to find himself a weapon. But Logic. I had to think about that for a second. Logic finishes them off with the side air.
You know what's going to be hard? When there's Logic versus Logic at PCX.
Oh god.
They are money matching at the Brawl League booth. I want to cast it, but I'm like, I don't want to cast it because I'm gonna get mixed up.
Do it. You can cast it. Do live cast. I did live like some live casting for the Sparky Creed PAX South money match.
Nice. However, we are seeing here Logic is tearing into Fluxy's second stop.
Fluxy just missing out on those down sig punishes as Logic tries to get back, and Logic finishes off Fluxy with a crocky throw.
I mean, Crocky's
always fun to watch.
I love how the origin of Crocky has, like, the name Crocky has stayed in the community, at least the known community. And we see an almost Russian Mafia. However, he got
the reverse. He didn't
no,
do
he
a
got the
reverse
delayed.
there. That's
He
why
got the delayed. No, but he got the delayed. If you notice, he got the delayed dare. Like he went for the dare. Logic dodged. He then knew Logic didn't have the dodge and went for a dare instead.
Yeah, but he went for a normal dare.
Yeah, but it still followed up after it was still the last hit after the recovery. To me, that's the mafia. But it's a delayed mafia. But it's still a mafia.
Fluxy going for the mafia, not able to connect it on that tail end. Didn't do a reverse dare. Both Russian mafias no reverse dare, and I don't like to see that. You gotta get that reverse dare. It adds extra flair and confirms much better. Logic now with the sword, the down sig launching Logic up. I mean, Fluxy, this is so confusing.
It's a final stock, and
I'm gonna call him Nolan and Bodvar.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bodvar on the edge guards gets the ground pound. That is gonna go. Fluxy taking the first game. Logic needs to bring it back in the next game. Will he swap his character picks? And here we go into the next match.
I want to actually ask them just to change their names. We have Roland versus Bodvar again. It's funny because I would have loved it to be CT Logic versus CT Logic. Just to really mess with us.
Oh no.
Because they're both in CT.
You know what's even worse is if they swapped character picks.
Maybe they have, and we don't know.
Oh my god, I don't even want to think about that. Fluxy though with the hammer trying to get some damage down, but he hasn't gotten anything except a couple of he almost got the side air into the bomb.
Didn't get it though.
So close. Oh,
however, Logic almost died.
Stayed at that recovery.
2 close kills, neither hit, neither worked.
One way or another, if Fluxy was able to get either one of those off, that would have been just insanity. But nothing like that is going to come from this. Logic making his way back, finds a lance, and that side air. Oh, the dodge coming out from Logic.
I love
Fluxy.
It's Logic 1 and Logic 2.
Thing 1 and thing 2.
Yes. They're just as intelligent. I mean, it wouldn't be a Brawl League fight unless there was like some reason the casters made mistakes. The down sig from Logic 2, aka Fluxy. Logic, like the actual Logic, still on his first stock compared. Well, Fluxy's on his second. However, the D sig is going to force Logic into his second stock.
Well, it's very nearly evened up right now. Fluxy dealing huge damage with that hammer, getting the chase dodge throws, keeping pressure onto Logic. Logic has his work cut out for him if he's going to turn things around. Oh, but Fluxy loses his weapon. Logic has such a great moment to force punishment onto Fluxy. Also, I'm burping.
The slight burp.
Alright.
Logic goes for the
that egg salad sandwich.
It's not Logic. Guys, I need to say this now. I am quitting casting for this atrocity that is Logic v Fluxy as Logic v Logic. What? No.
Did that just happen?
No.
Did that just happen? Did that just happen? Did that just happen?
I am. No, game. Stop being a butt. That's why I question some things like in this game. Like hitboxes can be totally off. Like, that should not have hit. That GCD sig.
That's something with the ledge interaction. You can never really tell where things are supposed to hit on, especially around ledges.
I honestly want it to be if the weapon goes through a ledge, cancel it.
Honestly, you could try making something work along the lines of if an attack hits a wall at all, then you
all the hitboxes get clumped.
Then you just have a recoil animation where
that'd be cool. You, like, bounce off it.
It's like it's like whatever you're hitting with bounces off the wall and.
But it doesn't count
stops.
as a
It just stops its animation
Yeah.
as soon as it connects.
So we now have logic, the actual logic, taking the second game of the best of 3. No, best of 5. Sorry, I was meant to say best of 5, and I said best of 3 because I was thinking don't say best of 3.
No, this is a best of 5. Logic takes the first game. It is tied up. Fluxy and Logic 1-1. And we should be moving into the next match momentarily.
It seems we are off to the next match. I'm gonna call Blackguard. I'm gonna keep calling him Blackguard until it's Blackguard.
I don't know. There it is on Mammoth. I didn't get a chance to guess, but if I had to guess, it would probably be Mammoth. I've seen a lot of people go to Mammoth.
Lies.
No, I'm serious.
Lies.
I have seen a lot of people go to Mammoth in this tournament.
2,
In
1,
previous
Brawl.
EU tournaments, I have a feeling that people just prefer playing on Mammoth.
I don't. I hate the mid platform. Well, the rotating platform. But it did just
play around.
it did just come into my head. Imagine if the platform didn't just go over the top, but it actually went underneath as well.
That would make it kind of like some Smash maps. I think that would be interesting, actually, though, because then it's like, all right, well, someone gets hit off the map,
And they make it back to the middle platform.
Save them.
Yeah.
Keep track of that. You just make it so the platform doesn't stop moving.
So it's basically
Yoshi's Island?
no, the Ferris wheel that we have in Brawlhalla now
Oh,
in the test maps.
sort of?
I mean, that just continuously circling. It's great.
Well,
Like,
anyway,
the stuff you can do on the map.
Fluxy is in the red, but he just nearly... Oh, and he doesn't get it. Logic was just about 10 damage too low for that, but he's going to get finished off with that bear sig. Fluxy with the bear slap. Always got to love it. And Logic just turning it around. Immediately, that side air. Fluxy had so much damage built up that it didn't take anything to turn things around. And now Logic with the sword combos. Jeez, calm down.
I'm scared of these players at times. Like, I'm so glad I don't hit them in ranked because I know I wouldn't be able to match them.
Oh, see, this is why I play experimental 1v1.
What? Just so you don't have to go against these, you can go against people who actually want to test that 1v1 before going into rank.
Well, also so I can jump sig a bunch of gold players, because apparently those are the only people that play experimental 1v1 is gold players. I've under like a handful of diamond players and mostly gold players, and I don't really know why, because they don't use the test features at all.
Don't know, maybe
I haven't seen a single gold player that actually used jump sigs at all.
I'll be honest, experimental 1v1, I thought it was just like they were testing out how 1v1 would work and how matchmaking, like ranked would be affected by a 1v1 set in the game, and I didn't think about test features at all until like yesterday. I was like, oh wait, test features in this?
Logic is throwing down a lot of pressure with the lance right now. Getting a lot of his spacing on point versus Fluxy.
One more
Oh, and
signature.
Fluxy goes for it again. Logic didn't have enough damage built up. He couldn't get the finisher there because he didn't have the damage. You need to be at 130 damage or above. And especially with the defense that Roland has, just wasn't there. And that cost him. Fluxy lost that round, and now Logic is up a full game. Fluxy's going to have to figure out a way to bring it back. But if Logic takes it down right now, he moves on to the grand finals.
I think, I want to say Logic has this, but I know Fluxy could easily make this back.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Like, I want both of these players to win, and I know both of these players could easily win. But we haven't seen Fluxy on that core, have we?
I think we did earlier, but he was.
No, that was I think that was Camphy.
Was it? I guess it was.
Logic Zing. Bye,
what?
Logic. That's all I can say. Posting spoilers in Twitch chat. Smooth.
What spoilers? I'm just memeing.
Logic's like really unhappy about what happened.
Logic gets that side air, gets the kill on the core. Fluxy needs something now to bring things back. Logic barely has any damage, and that's not good news for Fluxy. Gah! Can't even speak. Something I would like to see right now is for Fluxy to go for some sort of gimp opportunity. That 8, I mean, the damage from Gauntlets combined with the 8 defense from Roland will make it extremely hard for a core to actually get a kill onto a Roland that doesn't have a lot of health or a lot of damage built up. There it is. The sword side air just finishing Fluxy off.
Have you seen those?
What's going to happen? Logic is going to take this down against Fluxy if he cannot figure out a way to deal with that defense.
Have you seen those? I don't know if you have Effie on Twitter, but he posts all these like really long sort of fancy gauntlet strings, that like 0 to deaths and stuff. I want Logic to do one of them.
Well, most of those are strings, if not combos.
Oh yeah, they are.
And if they're combos, they're like the timings and the APM required is so high. But that's
However, Logic goes to the grand finals.
That's 3-1. Logic taking it down. Fluxy getting sent down to the lower bracket, I believe.
He's got to
fight his way back to the grand finals.
Or not.
Oh?
Fluxy. Food's ready, can't continue. Good luck, Slug and Logic.
Oh no! Are we just skipping the losers finals?
Losers finals going straight. Slug
takes a 3-0 against Fluxy in such a lightning quick matchup. We didn't even get to see it. Fluxy getting just destroyed by Slug's abusive play. What is happening?
I don't know, but it is amazing to see someone just... I don't know if Fluxy realized how much was in this tournament, because there is a large prize pool for the Masters that we cannot really see the actual amount.
Well, but, I mean, he does have 2 more chances to win one of these to get into that.
He does. However, I'm just going to say Slug did just win a CC.
Not only did he win in the fastest 3-0 in any losers finals ever, but he also won a CC. That's real winning. I think we're going to be going to Mammoth. Watch, it's going to be Mammoth. Unless they're just to spite me, they're going to...
Twilight.
They're going to Mammoth.
Twilight.
They're going to Mammoth. Watch.
Twilight.
What?
Yes!
They were waiting to see what I was going to say, and they banned it to spite me, so that doesn't count.
No, they just chose to ban Mammoth, and they wanted to go Twilight, and I knew it, and I'm awesome. I'm better than you.
Brawl.
You can think whatever you want to think, but the facts still hold true.
1v1 at BCX?
I'm 1v1 right now. I almost beat Zeloxory on EU servers last week.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Maybe I'll have to take that offer up. What's in it for me?
All the marbles.
I mean, I've lost all my marbles. You heard me talking earlier.
Well, you get all the marbles back. Although, if you win all the marbles, then you'll have to win them from Zeloxory. Because he won all the marbles last week.
Oh no. I can't beat Zeloxory. He like 3-stocked me on land. Like, that was brutal.
Well, anyway.
We're seeing Slug almost getting that Russian Mafia, and Logic and Slug both in red. First stock.
Logic right now is doing a fantastic job at reading Slug out on all of his moves and sticking to him like he's sticking to him like an entire roll of duct tape thrown at a wall. I guess. I don't really know. Maybe just flubber. Who knows? Logic taking out the second stock, though. It's all tied up. 2 fresh stocks. It's like we just started the grand finals out, but only with 2 stocks to start. I mean, that's not true, of course, but Logic dealing so much damage with Sword right now. Slug, now that he's got a hammer, he's going to have to deal with this, and the Taros pick, you know, a great pick to deal with this. 8 defense versus 8 strength, you're negating that advantage that he's given himself.
Slug.
Not to mention those hammer sigs.
Slug's going hard. Like, he doesn't care that Logic's playing that sword. He's sticking with that hammer. He's going heavy with it.
Actually, kind of surprised that stomp didn't connect.
Well, that one did, and the recovery didn't. Logic gets hit by the... Logic keeps going down that weapon toss, doesn't get that kill. Logic's in some trouble. He's in some dire need of anything right now. Just to...
Oh, and he gets caught off the backside of the neutral sig. The gravity cancel neutral sig from Logic. That kill puts him way ahead. That puts him way ahead. Now, if he can take this lead and turn it into something, it'll be huge for him. And he's already building damage with the sword. Slug needs something right now. There's the side air, but is it too late?
Is it too late? I don't think it is.
We're going to have to see. I mean, Slug has the advantage, but Logic found the sword. It might be too late. If Logic can hold that strength, that... Oh, look at the pinball.
The angles.
That's a multi-ball right there.
I would have laughed if, like, he got bounced up and went out hit stun, but before the sig faded, he got hit again. Oh, the down sigs brutally tearing into that terrorist's body.
Is rolling down sig the new Koji down sig from before?
It is. However, that end sig is hard. But that down sig is harder.
Oh my god, it comes out so fast. It's almost like it has no recovery.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
I need to. I haven't played a lot of Roland, so I cannot tell you. Zeloxory
I mean, our resident dork would be the person to ask if it has any recovery, but
that is a crazy move. Koji down singing. I mean, Roland down singing his way to victory.
I mean, Koji also down sings.
That's the
3,
joke.
2, 1, brawl!
Slug on Vrax now, and last time we saw Vrax come out, it didn't work out too well, but we'll see if Slug can manage to make it work. He does have a red Vrax.
Slug didn't use Vrax. 20. Slug demolished a Vrax with his...
It's a Lance battle right now.
Something
that people never imagined would happen in competitive play is...
I mean, it is EU, not NA. Remember this.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Slug just charging up those N6. And there's that down sig to throw Logic away. Like, just like trash. Just like, close, like, nah, you can go.
Honestly speaking, I have barely seen swordplay outside of Logic and Fluxy.
What, for EU?
Yep.
Yeah, EU doesn't focus that sword as much as you would actually think it does. It's more of like a split thing, and then Lance exists, and people are like, wait, Lance is actually a weapon, and then people use Lance.
I mean, I don't know what it is, but NA sword is like
NA Sword's just Sare.
I mean,
Side
it
light
depends
and
on who it is, but there's
Twilight.
more to it than that for some people. Oh yeah, Twilight is a lot of. You got to give
there's
him
the
props though. He plays very
Double
well.
down sig. Slug is killed twice with down sig now. Throwing logic away, like, I don't need you. Go away.
Well, Frax downsig does have a huge amount of variable force. It is by all means, a kill, an execute.
I'm just imagining the like Pokemon execute. No.
Oh, that is something I feel like they need to fix. That little interaction there with the platform.
Yeah.
It always throws you the opposite way. It's just, it never feels good. But Slug now.
Final stop.
Guns to work. I haven't seen him on guns at all, and Logic is just throwing everything all over the place with its sword. NA meta right now. Look at this. NA meta. You can't deny it. NA meta.
NA meta is
Sword
coming
stairs.
strong into
Down
the
lights
EU
and
world.
stairs. NA
Oh,
meta.
we have that lance. The lance is back. No NA anymore. And the sword is back. Whew. The downlight into the downer into the Sare worked very well there, and finishing off with that ground pound. Perfect execution of that stock on Slug. 2-0 to Logic. You notice if Logic wins this, that means the whole tournament's over and Logic gets the first place out of the invitationals.
If he gets a clean sweep right now, that's crazy.
I don't think Slug will let him get a clean sweep.
Well, we will have to see.
Hey, look,
His
Koji down
character pick. Oh, it's Koji time.
Remember, guys,
NA meta.
in NA, Bo is OP,
Meta.
and this is why I'm just scared. This is the NA meta, and Bo is OP.
It is. People don't know how to deal with Bo in
No, they don't, and that doesn't make it OP. That just makes them stupid for not dealing with Bo.
It won't stop them from crying about it.
Send Zelo over there, then make them cry.
Oh, LDZ already plays Bo, among others.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure LDZ learned it off of Zelo? Or playing EU, at least. I know it was one of the two.
Yeah, he brings it out. Other people trying to as well, but they're just not as good. Bo is a weird weapon to use. It's not bad weird, it's just different weird.
I mean, it can be bad weird.
It can be. It depends on how you use it. But Logic right now is killing it right now. Killing it right now with the Koji pick. Slug
He is.
trying to make
Recovery doesn't finish it off. Downlight set doesn't finish off Slug. Can Logic take this out? Misses the side sig, gets the recovery. Can't finish off Slug. That set finally does it, but that took a while.
All I know is 8 deck sword is just a terror. It is a terror to deal with. Slug making quick work of Flux. Slug right now. Oh, I'm so turned around. I am so turned. Logic with the bow combos.
Logic.
Put pressure on the Slug, but the defense on Slug is making it hard.
It's phenomenal, and
Logic to really get something in on him.
this could be the very end of Slug. I mean, he's already lost the title of coming 9th place in every tournament. Oh, that was a nice end sig.
Caught Logic right out of the air, finished him off.
It did.
In the exact way that he needed to. If he was going to turn this game around. Oh, this is not
Logic still had his recovery.
If you're Logic.
I mean, Logic still had everything. That weapon toss just skimmed over Slug's head.
That's how you play it. I've seen so many players get caught up trying to recover back, trying to do those jumps, that players with sword can just punish the hell out of any kind of recovery attempts.
Logic gotta make Zelo proud here with this bow. However, Slug wants to make the Roland proud of drop. I don't know, maybe.
Well, the biggest thing that Logic can try to do is just play very carefully, use that bow spacing to his advantage, force Slug off to the side, and just utilize that bow Sayer. Fantastic move for gimping people. I mean, they just reduce the angle at which it launches people at, but it doesn't mean it is not a bad, not a good Not a good gimping tool. Boy, I need a nap or something. My mind is gone.
You can almost have your nap.
I'm an old man, man. I'm like the next old man after Raiden.
I mean, Guy recalls older than Raven. Slug takes a game.
Wins.
That
means
down sig out of nowhere is the only thing that kept Slug in this match. Anything else, and Slug might be walking away, and Logic might have taken that. I mean, that is all it came down to, is a good read on Slug's part to get a reset. Not a bracket reset, mind you, but just a round reset. To have another chance to not get knocked out. We have some Ragnar, though. Celestial Ragnar. Double Ragnar.
Ragnar versus Ragnar. Or as I called it, Drogos.
It's going to be whoever has Axe.
3,
However, we have the Blue Eyes White Dragon versus... Actually, it's the Blue Eyes Blue Dragon, but still.
Or the White Eyes Blue Dragon?
Nah, it's... Yeah, White Eyes Blue Dragon versus the Blue Eyes Blue Dragon. I mean, Celestial Ragnar...
Yu-Gi-Oh! I actually have never seen this show, so I have no idea what the theme song is like. But anyway, oh my god, Slug is throwing down heavy hitting unarmed combos. Logic right now with the gravity cancel side axe sig, so much better in the air than it is on stage. And him getting that off is just such a powerful move. And now Slug with the axe guarding that edge against Logic. Logic trying to get in, looking for the side air, but it's not going to connect. And the bomb does! Bomb kills! Launching Slug out of the map. That's the first kill of the match. And if Slug can take advantage here,
I don't think he can.
Needs to get this kill, but
Slug doesn't be able to take advantage of this right now, and it seems that Logic is going to be taking some fire. Literal fire from that Ragnar.
That's what we need, is a dragon skin where he's just a rap god.
He's got like
Slug turns things around. Gets the throw snipe. That could have gone so wrong for Slug. I mean, he's already in the red. If Logic was managed to get even just a neutral air, that might have been it to kill Slug in that instance.
Logic went for the down, but Slug didn't make it back.
Not the Z.
Z zombie.
I tried to say that like
I tried to say it like it's Zeloxory. I mean, didn't Zing come from Z Zombie?
Yeah, that's what he used to do all the time.
Yeah, I was never around for that. I joined just...
Oh, Slug walked right into the fire breath!
Almost fell into that fire breath as well.
It's not even that good of a signature, come on! The hitbox
fire breath
so
is nice, though.
Wonky. I mean, it's good if you're trying to catch someone who goes face first.
What I love...
what I love about
the fire breath most is how he like closes his eyes, where he's like, "Rawr, feel my wrath," and then he's like, "Wait, am I actually hitting anyone with this?"
Well, I mean,
like he opens his eyes midway.
Logic takes it 2-0, 3-1,
3-1. Logic just sort of played. They just played down low, and Slug messed up. Used the dodge for a down light, missed it, and that's it. Well done, Logic. Welcome to Brawl League Masters Season 2. We will get you in that Discord as soon as possible. Congratulations to Slug for coming second, and congratulations to Fluxy for coming third. I would honestly say that Fluxy could have made it to come second.
I think he could have. He would have had a very viable chance. It could have been up to any of these three players. It's unfortunate that Fluxy had to go get his food, but, you know, that was his decision. His responsibility, and that just means Logic in this mode against Slug takes it down.
So guys, before you all disappear, I want to let you know there are 2 more chances for you to join in the EU qualifiers for Brawl League Masters, and for any guys who are watching, you have 3. You have this Sunday, you have the Monday after, and you have the Monday after that. For EU, you have this the Sunday after. Well, you have next Friday and then the Sunday after that, and they are your last 2 qualifiers. You don't get in there, you aren't in Masters. You guys have a high chance of winning. So why don't you go check it out? You could win some money. So I'm gonna drop a link quickly.
Also, is there any news on next week's tournament?
Next week's tournament, as in
Next Friday Night Brawl?
Next Friday Night Brawl is the final European. Well, it's the final Friday Night Brawl European qualifier. It is. After that, we've got some special things, and I'll talk. We can talk about them later. I'm not going to release
for special things.
So, thank you guys for watching. My name is Expired. I've been here with UGotFrohned. We'll see you next time.